Sweet. Here we go, here we go, here we go now. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Easter egg day. Hope y'all are eating lots of chocolate at some point. I have not touched this project for a week, which is not like me. What did we do last time? We did character switching. There we go. That works good. Oh, I put a block on these guys. Whoops. Put a block on us, and then these guys should also have a block at some point. Might need to program that again. Right now, their movements are too predictable. And that attack is pants. Now, the question is, do we add in some sort of... What's the word? Like, riposte. Let them... After we stun them like this, then we can do some big sort of attack back for maximum damage. That could be interesting. For sure. How quick do you want to be able to abort an attack? Like, if we start this swing, do we have to wait until the montage finishes to be able to abort it? That's a question that I've got. And we want some different enemy types as well. That's important. And right now, these guys don't have any hit reactions, which is not what we're after. So we want them to have hit reactions too. But everything else seems to be working as expected, which is good. Oh man. So where do we go from here? Do we do hit reactions today? Might do. The down state. What do you mean by the down state? Like being able to crawl around when you're like knocked or something. Isn't that more multiplayer like focused? Like we're planning on doing some multiplayer stuff. That's not that much of it. Yeah, that works. Sweet. Okay. So these guys should have hit reactions. So hit reaction front montage. And now they should be lies. I mean, that's a whole ass like multiplayer tutorial. But yeah, there'd be no reason why we wouldn't do it at some point. Dude. So this isn't being read from our enemy. Is that because it's being overridden here? Nope, it should be read fine. So we calculate the hit direction. Yep. And then if it's not valid, we should play the default reaction. So it's either going to end up here or it's going to end up here. So let's see. Oh, it does end up here. I guess these guys don't have an upper body slot. That's annoying, but okay. Let's check the animation blueprint. This one. Should just be able to put it. Default group, upper body. Upper body. No. Okay. You should definitely be able to put an upper body slot on things because I've got one set up here. Default group. Slot upper body. Default group. David, I'm good, man. You're having a good egg day? You prepared to eat lots of chocolate? slot name, default group, upper body. I'm gonna have to copy that. Maybe it's because it's a template. It doesn't like it. Let's try this. Default slot dot upper body. Oh no, default group dot upper body. Doubt this will work, but we shall see. If it doesn't, that's going to be hella frustrating. It doesn't. Okay. Is it essentially can make a tutorial weapon-based movement gas, not overlay states, rather full body, which is also I've done it. So already then done. Did it with the PSD system instead of choosers. In fact, that overload video does it as well. Don't want to duplicate the what's it called, the animation, so that it plays on the default slot, so that it plays on our enemies. I think that's a pain. But we might actually have to. This one. 7:30 mate, that is a commitment to the cause. Bit reaction front. Slot name. Default slot. Oh, I've not swapped it down here to this full body one. There we go. This should work now, and it's just because of the way that I've set up the enemy to use the same ABPs. There we go. Sweet, okay. That bit is done. Y'all have got some weird competition with like posting first on Taken Stream. It's interesting, but it's bizarre, mate. What are you doing? There's no prize. It's like why do people put first on YouTube? At this point, it's become like an institution, but I'm not sure why people do it. That's all sorted. That's all sorted. That's all sorted. What's on my list? On my list. Checking my list. Go away. Create a camera on a rail. Create a respawn system for AIs. I should probably do that. Level up stuff. Yeah, no, we could do that. That'd be. Mate, it's fair. Bragging rights matter. Not in base armed enemy, in base enemy. That's all quest stuff. This is where we override the dead event. So when they die, we can do extra stuff inside each person if we need to. And if we don't need to, then it does all this. They have a data row though, don't they? Yes. And inside here is a config file. I mean, yeah, bragging rights, top of the leaderboard. It's all stuff I respect. I'm there for it. I grinded for years and years to get to like top 10, top 20 on different card games and stuff. So I get it. I'm there. So inside each enemy, we can set up how much XP they are worth. But we can also set... Oh, that's a... float, curve. Curve? Curve. Curve, float. So this will be... curve. Curve enemy. Curvy enemy. So we want the first key to be at... See, I don't want there to be a time. Time of 1, value of, let's say, how much XP should you get for deleting? What's deleting? Defeating a level 1 enemy. 20? I've lost it. Where is it? And then we add a key and say a level 10 enemy gets 150 XP. And then there's like a fit to window part here, right? Zoom to fit. There we go. So auto. Boop. And now we've got an exponential curve for our enemies. They start at level 1. They get 20 XP when they're defeated. they go up to level 10 and they get 150. So if we do, so we don't want to hard code XP values into defeating each enemy. We want to hard code them into get value curve. So if we put in the base enemy the curve, which will be CRV, curvy enemy. Curve float, there we go. And then we put in this bad boy, our new curvy float, curve enemy. Then on def, we can do get curve, get value, get float value. And then this in time will be the level. So from right to float, we can do level, and then get player character. This is just for testing. We'll tidy this up. Yeah, component by class, level and XP, and then add game. God, I programmed this XP function so far long ago. Increase, because that's a thing that it could also be. We make each of these enemies so we can enter the details ourselves. And expose on spawn. Right, okay. So this enemy here, we'll have him as level 1. This enemy over here. Got to put them over here so they don't see me. We'll have this guy as level 10. And then this guy here should be level 5. So according to this curve float, 5 should give us 74 XP. Level 1 should give us 20. And then we should get 150. If it works. So we should see on our print screen. I should definitely have increased the damage on these swords so I could test this properly. Base enemy. Can I make a video review about narrative on Fab? Honestly, no. They've got stuff already that they can, like they've got documentation on them already, and they're free. So I'll probably include them in like a lump sum free, but I'm not gonna like just make a video on them solely. I've got other stuff that I really want to cover. Let's make that 100. And on it, after testing / watching the video on the inventory, I'm not crazy about it personally. I know what's going on. I know what's going on. This here. This in here. $20. There we go. Print 20. Top left corner changes to 20. Beautiful. And this one too. 150. And it prints 150 just there. And then this one should be like 75, something stupid. 74.21. Nice. Nice. So now we've got like an XP curve for our enemies. So we just need to list out what their level they are, and then the curve calculates all that for us, and we don't have to do anything, which is sweet. So the question is, what's the max level gonna be for our game? So that we can use this, we can set this curve to the max XP available. But that's a question for another day. Not this one. So, what's next? Should really plan better what I'm gonna do. It's one of them. Don't do as I say. No, don't do as I do. Do as I say. That's what I should be doing. So that's what I need to fix. So we need to fix this ability. So it all works fine. But number one, it doesn't go where the camera's looking, which is what we need it to do, really. And then number two is the tooltip didn't work as I wanted it to do. So let's close down this. And then let's go to blueprints, widgets, tooltip. I hate widgets. There we go. This box is horrible. This needs a whole ass rework. But it'll do for the time being. So this has an item icon here, which is what we want. So that needs to come here and be async load asset. We could probably do that at the start, and then these could carry on at the top, and once it's completed, it loads the image. Which looks an absolute mess, so we'll tidy that up. That's the name, that's the cooldown. requirements we don't need. Cooldown text don't need. Description is what we actually do need. So just pop that there, and then we should be good to test it for a sec. Abilities. Does the fireball have a text description? That is what we are after. Fireball, fireball, fireball. Doesn't have a description. Someone give me a good description of the fireball. Fiery death in ball form. Eddie. So mate, you good? Save this. Fiery death in ball form. There we go. Friends. You ready for Easter? Have you got all your eggs? Have you got your hiding places? That's more important. Don't actually have cooldowns for these. How are we influencing the cooldowns? I should probably add a cool. Oh, there is a cooldown. Was it not shown? Oh, it's there. And then the rest of this again. 0121 do one. Alright, let's see. Saturday morning show. I should have a jingle one. 10 and 10. Sweet. So we need icons. Icons, icons, icons. And I go to get icons. Where do I go? Open game art. And we want a... What do we want? What's a good icon for a cooldown? A clock? But like a vectorized clock would be better. I wonder if I just put in cooldown, whether it would like... No, that didn't work how I wanted it to do. FiberX. How am I? I am good, mate. How are you? The sun is shining. The house is clean after a spring tidy. And everyone is having a good time. Whoa. Countdown? No, it needs to like symbol hourglass. I want to take this one just as a thing. Where assets. Where do I put? Graphics. User interface? Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Inventory icons, but it's not really an inventory icon. Mouse cursor, fonts, dialogue, pause menu, progress bars, quest system. No. What would we put this under? Spells? Yeah, alright. Spells. Which makes me wonder, where did I put that firewall? Where are you? I think this is it. This is the one that I want. Realistic Starter VFX Pack Volume 2. It's in assets. Oh man, other people's fab assets. So then you get lumped with all these folders and it's horrible. And I've completely missed the bit that I was doing. Contents. Graphics, that's where I was going. User interface. Spells. And I want this hourglass thing. What is the key to open the console command while I play an editor? It's the one that I never use. It's the top left one under escape if your keyboard's like mine. Which is probably no help, and I do appreciate that. That's probably no help, and I'm really sorry. It's like a little comma, but also has the like a right angle on it, but not half a rectangle, maybe. Really struggling there to tell you what it is. Cooldown image. This one, and then this one. See, I made this when I was like starting, which means that I've learned a lot since then. One of the things I've learned is that you can do wrap with horizontal box. Cooldown image. And now these two are in line. And I don't have to do anything. Which is nice. The tilde, is that what it's called? The tilde key. Where did that come from? What's the history of that? I hate UI design. I'm just going to say it. I dislike it. It's not my favorite. It falls under art, which I'm just not good at. Red take. There we go. So this will be the cost. The squiggly thing. The squiggly thing is what I know it as, but I'm being hugely corrected that it's actually called the tilde key. And I appreciate the lesson. Don't really want any padding around that, do you? Okay, so now we want a cost image. Mate, if it works and you change the color, then it's all gravy. Spell cost. I sure there's a library of UI asset image library. Oh, what's it? Game UI image asset library. Game UI database. That's the one I want. Spec Ops the line. This is a joke because I mentioned this like 2 weeks ago. What's a good RPG? Let's check out Zelda. Random picks. Nah, it's too old. So if you want to have a look at any UI, then this is pretty solid. Ghost of Tsushima. I use this to copy the menu for a tutorial I did, which I thought turned out pretty well. So yeah, this is cool. But it's not what I'm after right now. I'm after a money symbol. Coins. I mean, it's Sucker Punch. They're not gonna know about a little guy like me. I'm happy. I'm gonna grab this one, and then I'll get someone to change it. Or there we go. It's too big. Image size here, 32 by 32. Bada bing, bada boom. Inventory, abilities, fire ability. Cost 10, cooldown 10. That's pretty obvious, right? Sweet. Now I need to put this UI onto this because they can't trademark UI. I checked with ChatGPT. ChatGPT, the well-known system of correct info and not copying details. What's on the list? Ability tooltip. I fixed it. I did it. Look. Let's go. I don't think they do that anymore, actually. I don't think they do pause when they hit anymore. I might have actually already fixed that. Fixed it and I didn't know it. Let's get rid of this. The weapons do 100 damage, don't they? Because I did. Basic sword. Combo 1. 50 is fine. I need to work on their turning place. I need to work on my turning place as well. Until we get better animation. That's our death animation, which can't be in the final game because it's way too brutal, but it is hilarious. Enemy pauses when hit, yep. That's fine. Respawn system for enemies. Let's do... Blueprint class, actor, BP, spawner. Is Rec Room any good? I've not played any video games recently, apart from Crimson Desert, which wound me the hell up, honestly. I want to do Billboard. I want to do Billboard so that I can see where this is. I don't just have a random object floating around. And I can change the billboard to be a sprite that I want. So like here. I know that that's now going to be all my spawners and stuff. Is this game for mobile? Nah. Nope. This will be a proper grown-up project. Big boy project. So we're going to need to do spawn actor. Class. Base enemy. I'm not gonna lie, I agreed to them for the first like 20 or 30 minutes. The whole game was so annoying to play. BP base class reference. So we also need this. Like the controls are just so poor. Like it's a lot better now. They've changed a hell of a lot of stuff, but just bad, man. to check. Oh man, the hate for people is real. What's the Two-Face quote? Like, you either live long enough to see yourself become the villain or die the hero, or some whatever it is. I feel like that applies here. And then we want to set their level as well. Find random. Find spawnable. Spawnable. Yeah, add to the location. Spawnable. Get random location. This over here. I think they had invested interest in trying to downplay the game. Let's face it, Crimson was built on 140 million. Is that the budget? Bloody hell, man. That's 10 times the content of Assassin's Creed. Yeah, but I don't think all of that content is necessary, needed, or like reusable. Not reusable is like, because that's a bad thing. Too much of the reusable stuff is really boring. But like in the first hour or two, there's a quest where you have to go and clean someone's chimney from the top of the roof. It's the most ridiculous quest I've seen, but you do it and it's interesting. And then I've not done it again. It's just a bizarre quest. I think someone summed it up earlier that not earlier, but like another stream, that when it feels like a online game, find events on destroyed, yeah, where there's lots of systems that don't always make a lot of sense in the grand scheme of things. Just event, but I think it's solid. I think it's worth playing. So we want a custom event here. Spawn. But whoever decided that, I mean, it's a good point. It's a good point. That gets you focused on an area to do a quest. That's a fair point. I think whoever decided to put the square button and the jump button and the interact button all on the same thing probably shouldn't have done that. That was an error. So by non-event when destroyed, we want to, I mean, I could just do a delay here. It's not great, but do a delay for 2 seconds. 23. Lol. And then do spawn again. This guy needs to be a one-handed enemy using armed enemies. I felt for him, man. The guy rolling from the roof. I was like, your missus isn't being nice to you about it, and you've just nearly died. And I was like, I feel for you. Right, kill this guy with 2 hits. And then 2 seconds later, we should get a new guy spawn there. Once he's destroyed. Bada bim, bada boom. Obviously, we need to optimize it, make it fancier, but the basic premise is that it works. And job is good. Life is nice. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay. Tell you what, one of the interesting things about Crimson Desert is I managed to damage my horse a lot to the point where it wouldn't run anymore. And I had no idea how to heal my horse for at least an hour. So I was like trotting around so slowly. And that was not good. Did not enjoy. So we call spawn, it gets a random location in range and spawns for it. But I want it to do this for each loop. No, for loop. Change this to 4. And we get 5 because I forgot how an array works. But actually that is fine. So we change that to 2. This is what I mean though. There's just a couple of things in there that just aren't overly explained. And it's cool because I like those Dark Souls type games where it's like none of this is explained to you. But on a massive game like that, also some of the quests and dialogue make absolutely no sense. Like this, it feels like a couple of bits are missing from those. But I think as a whole, the game feels fantastic and looks great. I wanted to only kill one of these. And there's lots to do in it. So this guy should respawn in 2 seconds as well. Once he gets deaded. Interesting. Interesting. See, I'll do it. Yeah, they were weird. It was bizarre. It was a weird choice to do. So this works for the first lot, but not for the second lot. Okay. So we can do duplicate on this. Do this plus plus. And then if this equals this, then we do a branch, 2 seconds, and spawn them again. Don't need last index to be instance editable. So this should do 2 of these. And then 2 seconds later, these guys should spawn. Yeah, nice. And then 2 seconds later, we should get another lot again. Okay, but we're not getting an error either, so... okay, no. So what we're doing wrong is we are not setting this to 0. So this will be enemies killed, and then this will be like enemies to spawn. Spawn. So increase enemies killed, check if it equals enemies to spawn. If it does, then run this through, set enemies killed back to 0 and respawn them. I don't understand how the question wasn't asked in what's it called? Whoa. In QA, or like when they were testing it. Why do we have so many of these? Like, why are these interactions set up that way? Attempted to test via property, but it's not valid pending. Bind events aren't destroyed. It wasn't already destroyed though, so it should bind straight away. Interesting. Loops through, gets random action, spawns the actor, binds to when it is destroyed, checks when it is destroyed, increases the enemies killed. Okay, so we could do... Oops, that was an error. We could just make sure and unbind event from undestroyed. Check what's going on there. Yeah, but that just shows that they're so the people that built the system, like I'm the same. Like if I stare at something for too long, it's very much like wood for the trees and stuff. But that's why you get other people to play it, right? And they'll have actual quality testers and stuff that will play it. This guy shouldn't call anything. 1, 2. Right, okay, there is a problem here. Fighting a spawner. Never done that before. Oh, shoot. That'll be why. Is it? Enemies killed, 1. Yeah, okay. I see the problem. So if we put this at 1, and then this can go to... It's the whole for each loop 0, 1 enemies. So this is 2. So this now shouldn't spawn again because it puts the enemies killed to 1. One, 2, and then this guy should die, and it should spawn again. There we go. Test it one more time. And it should fix our issue. Give me 2 enemies. 1, 2. God damn it. So it will happily work the first time, but then the second time it just does not like it. Even though it's setting enemies killed to 0. Enemies to spawn should always stay at whatever it is, because it repeats itself. I mean, we were going to do this anyway, but we'll do set timer by event. Two seconds here. This runs through again, enemies to spawn. Yeah, we already know it's doing it once, and we already know that they're binding on here, and then they unbind here. Try to adjust location, but always spawn. Let's try that in case they're destroying themselves, but they're definitely spawning, so that'd be weird. Let's change this first attack to be 100. Game dev, man. Like, problems that I didn't think I'd run into are problems that I tend to run into. Didn't think I'd run into a spawner issue. They're both dead. Could always use the latest universal spawner. How have you spawned in the ground? What? Oh, wait. Okay, wait a second. Wait a second. location in navigational radius. Let's do what's it called? Where is it? It's there. Let's actually give you a navigational radius. And see what happens. So these ones spawned fine, but these ones spawned fine last time. That does seem to have fixed the issue that we have. I just want to kill one of these. There we go. And then just make sure that it's not spawning off the one. And that should do what we need it to do. Bada bing, bada boom. That took far longer than I expected it to do. Respawn a system for enemies. Done. Commit changes. Respawn system. What else? What else? What else have I done? Oh, tooltip for abilities. And yeah, that'll do for a commit. I've definitely done more, but I don't know. I can't remember. Rotation of spells. That is what we are doing next. Wherefore art thou? A spell system. Magic attacks. Build ability slots. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so when the AI casts a spell, it plays the spell montage. And then it gets a list to spawn it. So if it's AI, then it just gets the lookout rotation from the socket that it's spawning from, gets its target, which will normally always be the actor, and finds the spine and then rotates towards the spine to cast the spell to make it look like the spell's coming towards us. So that looks like oh shit. So the streams get copyrighted. I bet he's not. So that was like that, which is fine. Hopefully I've caught it in like the 6-second window before a stream gets copyrighted. Bom, bom, bom. But for a player, all we're doing is getting the actor rotation and the spawn transform rotation. But there's a difference when, so here, when I spawn this spell, we also wanted to take into account the camera rotation as well. I also wanted to take into account that might not be looking at our target. Bears are around. Can I just do component by class camera component world rotation, and then plug that into here. Let's try that. Abilities. Well, that was easier than I thought it'd be. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Just bam, there we go. It's not quite there. I think I've got to be like, it'll kind of do for the minute. What do you mean you can do that? Which bit? This bit. Yeah, that's how you make it multiplayer ready. Because if you do, so normally I just do get camera manager, get player camera manager, right? And this index 0 would be a pain because it's multiplayer. Doesn't like it. But here I just do this instead, and it works. Learn something new every day, mate. Every day is a school day. What I will do at some point though is I will do like a line trace. So at some point, currently it's not there yet, but when we do magic, I want to right click, move the camera to the right and zoom in a little bit, get across here, and then I'd have to do a line trace from the crosshair out to see if it hits something, and then change the location depending on what situation that was. But for now, this does what I needed to do. What is the thing that I was gonna put in here? Spells have rotation that follows camera. Trying to think, what else do we need to do? These guys should be able to block. I'm pretty sure they're set up to already be able to block. Let's get rid of that sec. Let's find this. They do. They have blocking already set up. So if I change his thing, I've forgotten how I trigger the blocking in an enemy. Tell you, man, you walk away from a project for a little while and you're just like, what did I do again? Enemy utils. No. There'll be a blocking graph here. There we go. Enemy block. Block reaction. Stunned. Yep. Remove stun. Let's check this. So can block is triggered by gameplay tag that just sets that we are blocking. What does its behavior tree do? AI stuff, AI system, AI stuff. Armed enemies. You just have a task that allows him to block as he's moving around. We just call enemy block. Add a gameplay tag. Oh wait, I might already do it. I think I already set this up to be testing. Let's have a look. I did. Which means that all of these enemies need to go away. And this only needs to spawn one enemy for me to be able to test this. So press hash and there he is, blocking away. So if I attack him now, he gets really angry at me. Is he rotating as he's blocking? Okay, so we need to program it to do that at some point here. And I've got it to play a random voice line. But it doesn't like that. Why isn't it like that? Okay. So between these two, if we add in a new task here to do a random percentage that it'll start blocking. And if it's already blocking, then a random percentage to stop blocking. But make it heavily weighted to be stop blocking, like quite quickly. Let's give that a go. BTT start stop blocking. Receive execute AI control pawn has gameplay tag. Check has tags. We're checking if it's blocking. And if it is blocking, then we want to get control pawn and remove gameplay tag. Blocking. And if it is not, then we just want to add gameplay tag. Blocking. Then we'll do finish execute. Using behavior trees for your logic smart. I made the mistake of using state trees. The debugging on state trees is a lot less than behavior trees. Like there's a lot less options, or you have to do a lot less debugging because it's better. I presume it's there's not many stop blocking. So now we can test this. When he sees us, he starts blocking, stops, goes to an attack. He should start blocking again. Moves to the next location, stops. See, currently it's really predictable, but the point is that we know it works. And that's what we're aiming for. The predictability of the nature we can fix. but the lack of being able to make it work, we can't fix. Okay, so there's a cooldown on this for 5 seconds. I was like, why is it not? It's like, why does it keep doing this twice? And then I realized it's because there's a cooldown on each attack for 5 seconds. I want to put some variation on that cooldown, but I can't currently. So that's fine. I just don't see the community support around state trees currently. But it's coming at some point, and I will probably cover it sooner there and later. But if, number one, I'm using 5.4, and state trees weren't really a thing in 5.4, like at all. So I can't use them even if I wanted to. And then number two, there's just not enough. If I start doing a tutorial on state trees, and like it's cool and everything, but there's maybe like 3 tutorials on state trees, and I'm one person, so it's really hard for me to just answer every question. It's just not possible without sacrificing family time, which I'm just not willing to do. Whereas if I do a tutorial on behavior trees, like there's a whole host of stuff. Like, yeah, there's just a whole host of people with lots of different knowledge on behavior trees that can help out, and so it just takes that stuff off it. I've got a stupid print behavior tree node here because I love a print string. So I'm just like, okay, it enters this state. This isn't so bad as a behavior tree, but some complex ones. I've just got this print task here that just prints something because I'm so bad. I don't want to put print strings in each one. I just want it here to be able to use. So it's all there. Wanted to thank you again for your help on Discord. No, you're all good. It's all good. What are you working on today? I'm working on my stuff, my game. Saturdays are for the boys, for the family, and for me. That was probably the most cringe thing I've said all stream, so I apologise. He's having a happy time, isn't he? He's turning blocking off and on. This needs sound effects. So he's doing a block. He's got a block reaction, I'm pretty sure. So let's have a look. Yeah, I think that's what I've seen people doing. Is like say making that specific print string node. It does have a print setup in there, like a debug print setup. I found it not the best. I don't want to use this play sound because I think these suck. I want to do. So that's the block attack, recoil. When you block and react, you don't do any damage, you don't have hit strength, there's no sockets to trace from, all of this is fine, but you do have sound effects. So we can do character hit sound effect. I don't think I've got sound effects. So all of my sound effects sound the same, but block sound effect. Weapon. Why have I got rifle stuff in there? That'll do. And then we can even add in some VFX as well. Although it should still be doing our VFX when we attack. Because this still has... It might not, but I think it does. Basic sword. It doesn't. So weapon hit. Have any of these got weapon hit VFX? No. Oh wait, no. Sorry, that should be in there. Yeah, no, we should still be getting these weapon hit VFX on here. So we need to check what's happening with our weapon VFX. And block react. See, this is why we want this, and we're going to duplicate this. So when he gets blocked, we want to make the weapon hit VFX. So I do use data assets. I use data assets for what do I use my data assets for? Bosses. And in the Souls-like series I've got on the channel, I use data assets for items, but I don't use data assets here because this is a super old project, and I don't think I was comfortable with them back in the day. But I would use them moving forward. Oh shoot, I'm super powerful. What are we working on? We are working on this enemy should block. That's what we're doing. He should block like he's trying to here, which I'll obviously need to fix. Right. So here's him starting blocking. There we go. So already we've made some funky ass improvements. So we'll commit this, blocking, VFX, and SFX. Added. Hold on, wait a second. Is that right? I don't think that is right. Because I don't think this even has. No, it doesn't. What a ding dong. We're going to add this notify state, and this will be an sound effect. This will be our block sound effect. I'm like, this sounds great, and I've not even done the bits that I need to do. What a ding dong. Character hit sound effect as well, and then we'll add another one. And it's like, does the weapon make the effect, or does the shield hit make the effect? That's the question, right? Got a block sound effect and a character hit sound effect. So we should hear some overlapping sounds. Don't think that they were soon enough. Probably want them way closer here. So we're working on combat feel, trying to get it to feel nice as a game and play well. It's not awful. I'm pretty happy with that as a thing. Need better sounds for sure. Need like a whole host of better sound effects. Probably bring them even closer so they play right at the start. And then it's a case of like that sound effect, how do you change that to be wood? But that's so extra. This weapon hit shows that we've hit something. In fact, I think this even has a sound effect in it. It does. So that's what we keep hearing. But I don't know. Wanted to get contextual animations working, but I'm having some trouble. Hmm. Right, what do you want a sneak peek of? Contextual animations or multiplayer examples? I don't even know which one I've got this loaded actually. Let's do all of them. Well, I don't think it was in here. Why does the Epic launcher close after trying to open a project? Right, here we are in multiplayer examples. So single player, well, first player, and then multiplayer. So if we run over to this door over here, bada bing, bada boom. I've got a 4070 and a 32GB RAM, I believe. What was that? Then lights as well. Sensors, and plus, this is where it gets cool, is if I add another client as a late join, then all of this is replicated across. So if you've got like a lobby system where someone can join a game late, all of these doors are open, all the chests are open, the VFX are on, the lights are on. So yeah, hopefully we should be able to make a cool getting started with multiplayer tutorial for people. But this is what I was trying to fix. So we want some finishes, man. We want some contextual animation finishes that are different, but it seems to twist them way more than what I want them to. Let's just delete that a sec. See, that one was fine. But it just twists the characters. I think it might be to do with the actual animations themselves, but can't be sure. Because here, let's just create a new contextual anim scene cas table kick. Want our cas roles, and then our primary role is player. New anim set. Player gets the attacker one, and enemy gets the finisher one. They look fine here. Now we obviously need to move these so they're not popping on each other. So we'll do mesh to scene, and then we'll move this guy back like 100. That's the wrong one. 100, 0. So now, when we play, it looks good. I find the third person character, and just make sure that we're playing the correct cas table kick. Then it's like still just rotated in a weird direction. Like, even when you're facing them. It's very bizarre. Could change the CAS rolls. But the CAS rolls take into account the minus 90 on there. I wonder. I don't think the enemy needs minus 180 on the enemy. Because then they're both facing the right direction. Marky Mark. So if we do some motion warping, call the warp target name attack, and copy that. And then in the attack montage here, if true, disable orientation of the character towards movement. Controller's rotation and physics rotate. Controller's rotation and physics driven rotation during motion. Yeah, that's fine. Warp point definitions. Attack. Primary actor. So we'll see what happens if we add in the motion warping to try and fix the rotation. Stop it. So it's not quite there. But it's not bad. Do I need to increase the motion warping here? I don't think I do. But let's give that a go. So if you motion warp through the entire thing, it doesn't do anything. Nice. I think I only need to like move it like here. And then this one should be quicker. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it should be here. Okay, well that looks awful, so probably not that then. See, that looked good, and then suddenly it looks not good. So, can we just untick to control the rotations? what happens if we do that? So that seems to fix. Or we might be onto something here. Okay. Now then, because I think it's the collision that's causing a problem. Collision behavior, ignore channels. Player should ignore pawn, world static, and world dynamic. Try that. Well, that's not what we wanted. Alright, player should ignore pawn then. Right, pawn and camera. Is it camera or is it blocking that visibility channel? Or both? So if we add in for enemy to ignore the camera. Why is the camera being weird? Collision channels to ignore parameters. The player should ignore pawn, visibility, and camera. Let's just try that. So that seems to have fixed our rotation issue well enough. But hasn't, but it's now introduced a new issue. Game dev. Let's see if I am right. And that is part of the problem. Right, what does this block? So it blocks the camera. This is an object type pawn, so if we ignore pawn, then that's fine. And the camera is object type pawn as well. So I should just ignore it. So I set both of these to pawn. And for whatever reason, it still blocks it. fun of game dev, right? Is just trying things to see what sticks. That's what it should be doing. If I change this to none, then I don't think it lines up. Because I think the collision between it becomes a problem. So like here, when we're behind it, it's like stopping here because of the collision. And I think that's what's causing. Ignore that until we're moving. But it is then affecting our camera. What if we just control the camera from inside here? Or no. Because right now I bet it messes with the camera anyway, right? So if we just set the enemy to ignore the camera as standard. So that is 100% there, apart from they're not as offset as what they should be inside here. But they should be offset. Mesh to scene. Let's make this like 110. So if we get rid of the warp points, well, that doesn't work. So let's not do that. Right, bring back the warp point. That was a dumb thing to do. Update warp points. So this warp point goes to the primary actor. Okay, wait a sec. What if we change the primary actor to be the enemy? Oh no, then I'm the one getting my ass kicked. Okay, that is not what we're after. Primary actor is the player. Make this custom. Make the origin here the enemy. So it warps to that location. God, where's the tooltips when I need one for like what that actually means? No. Call attack from there. Let's get it back to where it was. And then we can try and work something out. Let's get it back to where it was. Fully broke it. Player. Try this again. Okay. Right. They definitely have to warp. Like that is 100% a thing. Update this. Update roles. Save this. 100% they have to warp. But now why is the rotation bugged? This is the problem I was having last night. It's just like I thought I had it working, and then this rotation issue was a pain in the ass. Control character rotation. Control character rotation. Save this. No, they definitely need to control their rotation. And they both have their warps. We'll set the warp rotation to be off here. And then also sorry about that. I had a massive sneeze. And again, bloody hell. So something changed between having it rotated correctly and then having it not rotated correctly. And I do not know. What changed? I mean, this is an experimental plugin, so it could be that everything changed. Why are there two squares here? Let's try this. So that it moves from one to the other. Okay, so those are actually the enemy ones as well. So check the epic documentation. Contextual anims epic. Contextual animations. IK should be enabled. Section trigger area. Stores the parameters. Yep. Epic documentation. I hate epic documentation. Right. So we want scene asset. Jesus Christ. I love it. It's so good. Contextual. Everyone's like, read the source code. Read the documentation. It's like, what is here? There's nothing to read. It's all like not what you would want to read to learn something. Like I could see that from blueprints. Do you know what I mean? Contextual animals. Contextual anim scene act. I'm pretty sure I've got one of those already. Target got an interactor. Yep. Yeah. So I've got to this point. This is all fine. Switch. Let's configure motion warping. That's it. Yes. Update warp. Damn, you can have like loads of different montages, and then depending on like the way you approach something, it'll do a different animation. Damn, girl. If it is, checks the targets within a distance range. So you would have one criteria for everything. That's nuts. So if it's within a certain distance, it would do X animation, and if you're out of that distance, it would do Y animation. Maybe this is where I'm messing up. Get avatar actor from actor info. This is the secondary. That was cool, but also like playing touch lines. The hit actor. So what do you set the primary up as? Oh, interesting. Okay. So they've set the primary up as the enemy, whereas I've set it up as the player. So that's fine. The secondary. But from that, oh, so the secondary is the player, which is the one that plays the scene. Yeah, that should be right. but we might not need the motion warping here. That would definitely do. Goddamn rotation, man. Oh man. Right. After spending however amount of time trying to figure that one out, I am done and drained and finished. Tuck it out. Time for bed. So I'm outie. I'm gonna make the kids some food and chill and watch some cartoons. So I hope you all have had a fantastic Easter, and I hope you get lots of chocolate tomorrow to stuff your faces with. And I will catch you the next time. So yeah, thanks for joining, man. I appreciate it, and we'll hopefully have some cool tutorials coming soon. Once we figure this out, we'll have an even cooler one. But so far, this is what we've got coming. Yeah. Alright, catch you in a bit. All the time, baby.